everyone. Thanks a lot for staying with CNN News 18. I'm Shivani Gupta joining you from outside the Narendra Modi Stadium on another brilliant night for India. Not only have they won their third consecutive World Cup match in the 2023 ODI campaign, they have also maintained their spotless record against arch rivals Pakistan. So from 7-0 it has become 8-0. Another consummate performance from the Indian side. Bowlers really on song and coming to the party, and the batsmen doing their thing. India winning very comprehensively by 7 wickets after restricting Pakistan to 191 in less than their allotted 50 overs. They were all out. They went from 155 for 2 to 171 for 7 and then ultimately bowled out for 191. Our frontline bowlers all shared 2 wickets each, but really the pick of the bowlers was Jasprit Bumrah, who has also been adjudged the man of the match this time for this one. And then of course Rohit Sharma was on song. He was looking good for another ton, which would have been a consecutive ton after last match, and a record 8th World Cup ton. But that was not to be. He got out at 86. Virat Kohli gave him company after Gill departed a little bit cheaply. He also left without carrying on a soft dismissal. But really, with KL Rahul and Shreyas Iyer still to come, it was never going to be difficult at all. Let me first go across to the guests joining me here at the Narendra Modi Stadium. Senior sports journalist Ayaz Memon and Group Consulting Sports Editor K. Srinivas Rao. Look at the crowd behind us. I don't know if it is getting caught because it's pretty dark now, but it's a sea of blue now coming out of the Narendra Modi Stadium. There were over 1 lakh people inside, and this was one-way traffic today.
Big occasion, big crowd. Big match, but a no-show by Pakistan. It just turned out to be so one-sided for all the hype. I think Pakistan, look, in a way, it just seemed to me they looked intimidated by the strength and the quality of the opposition. The difference in players in terms of skill and talent was evident. I also thought, and I've never, to be honest, Shivani, I haven't seen such a faint-hearted Pakistan team. They just didn't seem to have the gumption. At one stage, 155 for 2. Yes, not going at breakneck speed, but to get bowled out for 191 from there, I think it just reflected a certain vulnerability. Technical vulnerability, of course, and then
mental vulnerability. The pressure, you're coming into a match 7-0, 7 against India. You've done well so far in your 2 matches, but those weren't the biggest sides. Now you face your first contest, and actually the Pakistani side gets shown up.
Yeah, this was the first takkar game that was built up coming into this game. But there was no takkar, because whether it's the 11 that we're talking about or whether it's the squad of 15 that we're talking about, on paper, on the field, there's no match. There's no match in terms of the bench strength that Pakistan carries. Look how dependent they are on Babar Azam and Rizwan, and it showed once again today that Babar Azam dismissal was, I think he was in doubt. He just didn't know whether to go forward, come back, whatever. He lost his way, lost his wicket, and after that Pak were done. It was just a free fall after that. And Jasprit Bumrah, man of the match. Even in Delhi, the guy, 10 overs, 37 odd runs, again on a track like this, belter of a track, comes, delivers again. The guy just knows, he's not that guy coming in just using pace. He's got fluidity and it shows out there.
He has to be the smartest bowler, and the thing about Jasprit Bumrah is he is not dependent on the conditions as much. Right, he doesn't need the purchase from the pitch alone to help him. He can actually get wickets on all kinds of pitches.
Well, absolutely. I think this is a fantastic point you've raised. And I think it's not that he's not depending on the pitch. I think he just sussed out the pitches, the conditions, because he plays so much of the IPL all over the country, all kinds of pitches. And he works very hard in his preparation for what he's going to do with which batsman.
And perfect lens to all kinds of batsmen.
And he follows the passage of play very intently when he's in the middle.
I think he sets a batsman quite beautiful too.
Yeah, I think so. And I think that, Bumrah and Siraj, I don't think we should take away any credit from Siraj, because he got the breakthrough, and then Babar Azam, but also the spinners. And I'll tell you why. Kuldeep and Jadeja, when this partnership was building up between Rizwan and Babar,
they kept the control on the runs.
They kept the control. They didn't allow them to run away with the game, and that was very crucial. It allowed Bumrah to come back,
pressure to come,
and Siraj.
No, Rizwan definitely hadn't scored much in his last 10-12 balls when he actually got out. So that pressure of not getting those runs, not even getting those singles, was getting to him. And Rizwan, for whatever, he may have come off a ton in the last match. I felt he was not actually looking very in good touch. Babar, on the other hand, was still batting better than what Rizwan was doing. Venkatesh Prasad is also joining us. Venkatesh, finally, the bowler winning the man of the match in this case, it's Jasprit Bumrah. Before we talk about the others, a word about Jasprit Bumrah from you as well. Just what beautiful thinking bowling from him. He is not dependent on the conditions. He is not dependent on what purchase he gets from the pitch or from the conditions. He is not dependent on what the opposition is actually. He does what Bumrah does and everybody else has to deal with it.
Shivani, yeah, I mean, outstanding bowling performance from all the bowlers and Jasprit Bumrah in particular. Look, he keeps it very, very simple. As I said earlier, he just bowls the test match line and length, which is off stump and outside the off stump, the corridor of uncertainty. And also he hits the lens pretty consistently, and his seam position is brilliant. And what also goes in favor of Jasprit Bumrah is the angle of his delivery as well. You know, he goes pretty wide of the crease and angles, and it's very difficult for the batter to pick his angle of delivery, because at times the ball comes back into the right hand batter, and at times it comes back in the air and pitches and straightens. And that's where the batters get beaten, and that's where they he gets those caught behinds or caught at slip, like the Mitchell Marshes and so on. I think all in all, it's a fantastic bowling performance, and it's great to see Jasprit Bumrah winning the man of the match, which we did talk about earlier on in the show. And what else? I mean, this team has their confidence is extremely high. They've got a set pattern now. Their approach, they are very, very clear of their approach. In fact, everybody knows their roles and responsibilities. And as you rightly mentioned, it's not that they're dependent on just one or two or three players. Anybody can come and contribute, and it's great to see Shreyas Iyer as well getting his 50 in style. Okay, so he's middling the ball really well, and he's spending a lot of time in the middle. So that is another positive for the Indian team.